Hi, my name's Ian and I play Edmund, and this is what you missed in episode 3 of The Nightmare of Doltonshire. The party finds themselves in a most haunting place, a 20 by 20 foot room with 4 doors, one of which stands out. The barred black door with the words "Don't" scraped into it looms over the group as they try to decide which way to go when the unexpected happens. While caught in their indecision, the floor reveals itself as an unseen door that opens up and throws everyone down to an identical room with 4 doors, one being black. Puko, eager to save themselves and everyone else from another fall, they look to opening the ominous black door. Edmund eagerly produces a bomb to be thrown, which Puko throws deftly, but again, things don't go as expected. The black door ripples as the bomb passes through, only to explode somewhere in the distance. It seems this place has more tricks for the party than anyone expected. The floor opens once again, sending the adventurers tumbling as Laszlo gets an idea for how to proceed. With a disturbing crack, Laszlo hits the floor to the new room, falling unconscious. Puko and Edmund work together and bring Laszlo back to the living for better or for worse, as the party discusses ideas. Edmund flings the door to the right open and runs through. The party follows to find a body lying up against the wall with the words "Don't" smeared across the door. The body has the end of a single index finger rubbed down to the knuckle, presumably used to paint the desperate message. Looking over the body for clues, they see that this too was a member of the Compass Rose. The time this takes provides to be too long, and the floor opens once again. Door after door, turn after turn, the group continues the maddening path through the labyrinth until the repetition begins to feel comfortable and known, when it all changes. They now find themselves in a gold, bronze, and silver gilded room with black walls, filled only with a desk and a rocking horse. Laszlo is thrown into shock as he is now back in his childhood room. Well, at least a version of it. Everyone else makes this horrifying discovery when a passage in a journal is signed Laszlo. Lucinda surprises everyone as she draws her weapon and points it at Laszlo in fear of the situation. Then, knock, knock, knock. Hello? Hello? A voice behind the door calls out. With no other options, Puko, Lucinda, and Edmund stand idly by while Laszlo slowly opens the door. To the comfort of Laszlo and the fear of everyone else, Nanny walks into the room. Laszlo embraces his Eidolon's previous form and they disappear, leaving the remaining members with no option but to try the door themselves. Entering into the top floor of a grand foyer, the party only finds more doors. Hoping for an exit to the nightmare, the three descend the stairs and open the front doors of the house to only see an empty city and a single life, Laszlo, and his ever-present protector, Nanny. At first, they are relieved, but looking closer they realize Laszlo is his younger self, the age he would have been while living in this very house. Coming to his senses, he returns to the form the party met him in. The fate of Laszlo, if they did not intervene, is best left unknown. Going into the city hoping to find a clue to the maze they have been stuck in, their hope is dashed when in the town square they find a door. Without hope, the party returns into the loop of insanity. They enter a 20 by 20 foot room with 4 doors. The door straight across is black, and the only difference is the body. Its eyes now missing, and further along in decay it sits slumped underneath the sentence, "Don't open door," scrawled onto the wall. Avoiding the black door, Puko comes forward with an idea to retrace their steps to see if they can reach where they once entered. The party opens the door to the right to begin their journey back the way they came, when an exhausted Edmund sees a new horror, or maybe a horror unnoticed. On the would-be ceiling, bodies lay without legs. No, cling to an invisible force. Edmund sees them, speechless. They warn Puko with a tug of their clothing. In a panic, Puko makes a dash to the black door as the bodies begin to fall, lashing out with claws and maws that have opened on the back of their heads. A vicious fight breaks out between the creeping doubts and the adventurers. Maws snap shut on limbs, bombs are thrown in hopes of destruction. Lucinda runs to safety through an open door. Puko uses their magic ability to throw flames at the creatures, pulling them up the wall, only to be released with a crash to the ground. Laszlo, Puko, and Edmund are left behind to be lost to the horrors, and all the heroes are struck down one by one. Laszlo is found unconscious in Edmund's arms when a creature comes their way. In an act that surprises all, Edmund takes the hit in hopes of saving Laszlo. The goblin is taken in the creature's dripping maw and left for dead. With a final attack, the creeping doubt strikes out at Laszlo, laying now unguarded, but luck is on Laszlo's side, as the creature falls short, striking the ground. Being distracted by the scene playing out in front of them, another horror lashes out, felling Puko. Lucinda weighs her options in the next room. Paranoia and fear swirling through her mind when the door she came through swings open. The rest of her party emerge, crawling on the ground, covered in wounds, echoing the creature she just ran from. As the paranoia rushes through Lucinda's thoughts, Puko thinks quickly and casts fairy dust to calm her and lessen her willpower. Laszlo, seeing this, uses message to act as a conscience that the fear has ripped from Lucinda's mind. Lucinda comes around to the idea of her fellow adventurers being her friends once again, when the once expected surprises everyone a final time. A fateful and fatal fall claims Laszlo. As the puzzle continues to take life and sanity, grief-stricken with two unconscious companions at her feet, Lucinda weighs her options. Looking at her surroundings, her mind begins to play tricks. She can hear her children laughing as she works to find the healing potion in Edmund's bag. With her companions revived, a scream echoes through the endless prison, making Puko leap into the unknown, the black door. As the door is opened, the room comes to life, warnings scattering across the now breathing walls. Puko stares into the abyss of an unending starry night, the void claiming their mind. Wretched out of their feathered friend, a shadowy doppelganger appears. Puko has been claimed, and the malice looks to the two left in the room. Lucinda and Edmund spring into action in a last attempt to escape the maze. Lucinda strikes out at Puko, knowing their body can't take that much more damage. Puko falls to the blade of their previous friend, another companion lost, but mercy given to the lost soul. The shadow creature then attempts to pull the last two adventurers into the void of insanity it calls home. Edmund is struck with a dazzling display of stars, but remains vigilant against the dark creature. Drinking an elixir and throwing a bomb at the shadow, Edmund hopes that Lucinda's idea of running out the black door is the right one. Not knowing what awaits, they find relief in passing through the void, having left behind the creature of the maze. Suddenly they are both outside, grass under their boots, the moon casting a soft light, but not all is well. Below them they hear cries for meat from the bay, screams of fighting and an inferno raging behind them. They're back in Doltonshire. On top of the hill they see only one place to go, only an option because of the nightmares they have left behind. They gaze at the looming building, praying for what they read is not true. Doltonshire Sanitarium. That is where we end episode 3 of The Nightmare of Doltonshire. Make sure to tune in 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to Nat20 Productions Official on Twitch to catch the latest episodes of Edge of Legends as they happen. We look forward to seeing you in chat as you become legends right alongside us. Thanks for watching.